Hey guys, Creepy Kentuckian here with you. Really late at night here on a Friday night. Had a really long week. We didn't have a show this week. I let everybody know on Facebook, relative passed away in the family and stuff like that. And, it's one of those deals where we all kind of knew it was coming, but it still hit hard. It's one of those deals. But I'll probably talk about Uncle Bill, the real Uncle Bill, the guy that Aaron Fry, known as Uncle Bill, got his name. We'll be discussing, I'll try to give you one good, and there's millions. Literally, there is. Uncle Bill stories. But one really good one I will tell you guys about on next Friday's show. So you have that to look forward to. You have the second part of the Arnold Schwarzenegger career retrospective. So we're trying to keep new material for you guys as much as possible. And, I thought I would go ahead and do a new Creepy Thoughts video, audio clip, whatever you want to call it. Okay. This one is basically what a lot of our show is. It's also what a lot of magazines, horror magazines, are doing. Horror Hound has kind of made a business out of nostalgia, and that's just what I want to briefly talk about. And a lot of people think it may be a bad thing. It's the only reason you enjoy said movie. Nostalgia, And nostalgia, to me, is a great thing. And not just for movies, but for everything in life, Because whether it be your dad took you to see Empire Strikes Back when you were, 5 years old, and you remember parts of that movie that you guys enjoyed, or whether it be, hey, I'm back, I'm collecting all these action figures that I got as a kid, just because it reminds me of simpler times. Whatever it is, it's a great thing in my opinion. I think, it can probably get out of control at times. But if you embrace the nostalgia and, realize, wow, that, it's a piece of my childhood that I want to bring with me, that's cool, Now, there are a lot of movies that we grew up with. And for me, there's a lot that I still love. There's a lot that watching back now, I'm like, wow, they're pretty bad movies, but they still give you a sense of simpler times, like I was saying, and that's not always a bad thing. Nostalgia is one of those things that's a lot like memories. I mean, something that you will see, you will sense, and, so it unlocks something in your brain and reminds you of something that you're like, oh, yeah, I do remember that, And nostalgia, for people, it's different for each person, really. Somebody that grew up in the 80s as opposed to somebody that grew up in the 70s, as opposed to somebody that grew up in the 90s, and so on. I mean, everybody has nostalgia. I know that there are a lot of things that a couple of buddies of mine are nostalgic. Like I know, Chris Critter fan is a big Power Rangers guy, and those things were important to him in his childhood, and he enjoys that. For me, I was 13, 14 years old, I guess, when that stuff came out, And I thought it was stupid then, and I think it's stupid now. And I know that Kelly Marcotte, who I think he grew up in the 70s. I don't know. He's kind of old. The guy that did the End of the Pit documentary for us. He thinks the Monster Squad is stupid, but he saw it when he was 20 years old. I think a lot of these things, it's different experiences for different people. And, as sad as it is, I'm sure there's people growing up today that are going to have, experiences, 15 years from now watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake back again or watching Hostel back again. I don't know how that could happen, but it probably will. The fact that Hollywood sucks so much ass right now that they're, it's all superficial with them, especially now. I mean, we're in a phase where within the next year or so, all of these small town movie theaters they're going to be gone because of the digital age, and everything's going to move digitally, and these small theaters can't afford the big, the digital equipment. So I think that while we still can, and I think that we're doing this with The Strand, and sadly, what will be its final couple of years, I think it's a great thing for me to do it because it's a movie theater that I grew up watching movies. That was the only place I went to go. I went around here to watch any kind of movie. I remember I have fond memories of watching The Sandlot there. I'm not talking about all horror movies. I have fond memories of waiting in line for an hour when I was 9 years old to see Batman. And then being so goddamn tired, I actually fell asleep in the middle of it. I have memories of seeing my very first horror movie by myself in 1988, Return of the Living Dead 2. And yes, it's not a classic movie by any means, but it's a movie that I still kind of hold near and dear to my heart because it was that, that special memory I had. And I think today, for true fans of the genre, there's not a whole lot of memories. There are some, and I get nostalgic for, it's been less than 10 years ago, but when we saw High Tension in a movie theater, you could still have great experiences, and, it doesn't always have to be from when you were 10 years old or 11 years old. But basically what I'm saying is, the point of this video or clip, whatever you want to say it is, nostalgia is a great thing, and it can lead to more memorable experiences. And I think it's what motivates us to keep going out and keep looking for the next big thing. And hopefully it'll be soon, but if not, we'll still be looking. So that's it for this little clip. I hope you guys get what I'm talking about. I know it's a little late, but hopefully you guys have a lot of fond memories. Doesn't have to be movies. It could be 1990 Cincinnati Reds sweeping the Oakland A's when they thought it would be the other way around. Hey, World Series, stuff like that. And if you guys want to make a response, talk about your own favorite nostalgic moments growing up, you can do that. But thanks for watching / listening to this video, and we'll see you on the next one.